People who delay important decisions don't lack motivation. They don't procrastinate out of laziness. They're paralyzed by a deeper fear, and it's not what you think. If you've ever stalled on making a choice, wondering why you can't pull the trigger when you know it's time to act, subscribe to True Self Psychology. This video is for you. Here's what's really happening in your brain. You've had moments where you knew the right decision was staring you in the face. You know what you should do, what would benefit you, but for some reason, you keep pushing it off. Maybe it's an important career move. Maybe it's a relationship decision you know you need to make. Maybe it has something simple like planning a vacation or even buying something you've been thinking about for months. But you can't bring yourself to make the choice. It feels like there's an invisible wall between you and action. You put things off until the pressure builds up and you're forced into a decision. But even then, your stomach churns. You've asked yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I putting it off? I should be excited about this, but I feel stuck instead. What's wrong with me? Why am I so afraid of making decisions? This isn't laziness. It's psychology at work. Hear us the truth. Delaying important decisions is often about fear of failure or fear of regret. It is not that you don't want to make the decision, it is that you are scared of the consequences, especially if it's a big decision. Psychology, when we face decisions, particularly ones that feel important, our brains go into overdrive. Our subconscious mind starts imagining all the what-ifs. What if it's the wrong choice? What if it leads to failure? What if it makes things worse? The brain hates uncertainty. It hates being wrong. It seeks safety. So instead of making a decision and risking failure, your brain tricks you into staying in the safe zone where no decision is made, and thus, no risk is taken. But this comfort zone keeps you stuck. Here's the kicker: the longer you delay the decision, the more pressure you feel. The fear doesn't go away, it grows. In this video, we're going to unpack why people delay important decisions and explore the psychological mechanisms at play. We'll show you how to understand the fears behind your indecision and what you can do to break the cycle. By the end of this video, you'll learn why the fear of making a mistake holds you back, the subconscious traps that lead to indecision, why avoiding decisions can be more dangerous than making the wrong choice, and how to take action. Even when your mind is paralyzed by uncertainty, let's dive deeper into the mind of a person who struggles with decision-making. Now here's the twist: the more decisions you put off, the harder it becomes to trust yourself. The brain starts to associate indecision with safety. It feels easier to avoid making a choice than to risk being wrong. But here's the paradox: when you avoid making a decision, you lose control. You let external circumstances dictate your life. You're no longer the one driving, you're just along for the ride, hoping things work out. It's not that you lack strength or intelligence. It's that you've allowed fear to take the wheel. And it's robbing you of your autonomy. If this pattern continues, you'll keep feeling stuck. Indecision becomes a form of self-sabotage. You'll watch others move forward in life, feeling like you're left behind. You'll see opportunities pass you by, wondering what would have happened if you'd just acted. You might even start feeling resentful of your own hesitations, but the emotional cost is much deeper. The more you avoid decisions, the more you lose trust in yourself. You might begin to question, why can't I ever follow through? Why do I always feel paralyzed in the face of important choices? Am I just weak? This self-doubt leads to anxiety. It feeds into a cycle of negative thinking. You're not just avoiding decisions, you're avoiding feeling empowered. Here's the reframe: indecision doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. But it doesn't have to control your life. Instead of seeing indecision as a problem, see it as an opportunity for growth. It's your mind telling you that there's something worth addressing. Indecision often comes from the need for clarity and self-assurance. But here's the key: you don't need absolute clarity to move forward. Progress doesn't come from perfection. It comes from taking small steps forward, even if those steps feel uncertain. Start by accepting that no decision will ever be perfect. There's always a level of uncertainty, and that's okay. What matters is taking action. Instead of asking, What if I make the wrong decision? What if I regret this choice? Ask yourself, what would happen if I made a decision today? No matter how small, start with small, low-risk decisions. Stop waiting for perfect timing or for all the information. Take action with what you have and see what happens. Here is a simple mental shift. You don't need to make the perfect choice. You just need to make the next one. And remember, every decision is an opportunity for growth, not a risk of failure. Decisions are empowering, indecision is limiting. So, ask yourself, what is one decision I can make today to move forward? If this video resonated with you, like, share, and subscribe to True Self Psychology for more deep, real conversations on the psychology of everyday challenges. You are capable of making decisions. You just need to trust yourself.